Good. It's repeating it. That's right. You got the 5 minutes till broadcast window up. We're going to be
Yay!
doing our show. Yes, and then when we're done our show, we're going to be uploading it to YouTube and Patreon in its raw form because it's already been pre-edited. Unlike the morons that want to say that we put up raw footage and don't put any time and effort into it. Fucking morons. So anyway, yeah. Breaking the fourth wall is going to be starting in about 5 minutes. Mr. Brian Miller had to step away for a minute to, he's probably draining a lizard. He's, I don't know, taking the Cosby kids to the public swimming pool. Browns to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. He could be doing anything. Who cares? It's going to be one of them shows, guys. There's not a whole lot going on in the entertainment world, but I will say this much. It's going to be a typical breaking the fourth wall. You guys are going to love what's coming. I'm going to apologize in advance to radiocastfm.com because, yeah, I'm in a mood. I'm sick. I don't feel too well. And I had a YouTube commenter that kind of got under my skin today, so it's going to be an interesting show. Let's put it this way: it's pretty much going to be winging it and see how we do. So, guys, we're going to be starting here in about 2 minutes. Excuse me. Make sure you let everybody know that we are streaming live on Twitch TV /Realm of the Mist Entertain. Get your friends to come on. Chat is up. We'd love to hear from you. Hear your own comments on what's going on. And enjoy the dazzling pre-edit of Breaking the Fourth Wall live.
Oh my God, we were never gonna hear the end of this.
I told you, I'll do 2 hours on blasting this stuff.
I know. Did you already talk about it?
I talked about it a little bit.
Oh,
I didn't mention names like last week.
Well, this ought to be good. Oh, hey, there's music playing. I don't know where it's coming from.
I didn't put them on blast and release name like I did last week with the other asshole who pissed me off.
Oh God.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know. I was getting the link to share to Facebook.
Right on. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some stuff. I mean, there's a little bit of entertainment news, not a whole hell of a lot. We can talk about the Colin Kaepernick thing, maybe, if we feel like going a little political. We could talk about Star Trek and Quentin Tarantino. Knowing Brian and I, we will wind up in some discussion of Star Wars.
That's gonna happen.
We can find something to discuss in Star Wars. Beyond that, I think the other thing, too, is maybe we'll let you into the world of Realm of the Myths Entertainment a little bit, because it seems like some people may be confused on how the hierarchy in the company actually works.
All right, I got the link shared out.
So we are coming to you live very, very, very soon. As a matter of fact, it is exactly 8:30, so let's get that intro started and get this show on the road.
Here we go. Oh, it's going.
Oh, it's going good. There it is. That beautiful.
Did you doubt me?
That beautiful.
Hey. Hi.
Oh, we live?
We're live, bud.
Yay! What's up, guys? It's Christopher Stolle of Breaking the Fourth Wall, and with me, as always, is the co-owner of Realm of the Mist Entertainment, Mr. Brian Miller.
How's it going, everybody? I'm glad to be here, man.
I like that lightning effect.
Do you like that lightning? That's it's because I'm gonna have a little shock and awe.
Yeah, I like that pre-edited stuff. Oh, look at that camera switch! I'm telling you. All right, it's gonna be one of them shows, man.
It's gonna be one of those shows.
If you heard in the 5-minute panel, I'm in a mood. I'm not feeling well, and I'm in a mood. So Brian's here to make me feel better.
Oh yeah, because that's what I'm good at.
Well, you said you were going to look up to see if there was any other entertainment news that we could bring to the table.
Let me play Oracle here for a minute. I'll check it out.
While he's playing Oracle, Uh, yeah, I'm just came down with what hopefully will be a quick cold or something of that nature. I what basically is bad sore throat, which gives me like this dry hack cough, which really sucks with a sore throat. So that already has me in a bad mood. And then yeah, some internet wannabes, don't know what they're talking about, which we're going to address that too. So
Well,
uh,
you're gonna address it more so.
yeah, because again, I don't want to piss off people that support Brian Miller. He's a buddy of mine. He's a friend of mine. I want not only Realm of the Mist to succeed, but of course I want Star Wars Canon Library to succeed in every way, shape, or form. And I'm happy and feel blessed to be a small part of it in any way, shape, or form to do so. With that being said, there are some of you who have no idea what the hell you are talking about. Putting on blast people you know nothing about for a company you know nothing about. And a business arrangements made between that company and other companies that you know nothing about. So do me a favor. Go back to spanking it to that Britney Spears poster in your mama's basement and let the big boys do the shows, okay? Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, so there's a couple of there's at least, I mean, there's a couple things we can talk about because by the time we get around to next week, it'll have already been done.
All right, what's up?
Well, I don't know if you saw it, the new Red Band trailer for the Predator or for Predator.
I have not seen it. Quite honestly, I haven't had any interest in Predator since Predator 2.
This trailer is sick. But anyway, and then we've also got there's a video game coming out this weekend that we need to talk about because it's right up our alley, and I'm going to be doing a first look at it.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man comes out this weekend.
Ah, did you pre-order it?
I did. I'm not a pre-order kind of guy.
But you could get all the special Spidey skins.
I don't care about Spidey skins. Like the only one I'm even like remotely interested in is like the Iron Spider suit from Avengers Infinity War. But I don't give a shit. Like I'm the kind of person for some reason like stuff like Assassin's Creed Origins drove me crazy because the longer you went, like you don't know what, because I'm like a canon freak, right? Like obviously I'm a canon freak. Like what is the actual story? What are the details of the story?
Right.
So whenever I play like a Spider-Man game, I'm going to want to use the Spider-Man suit that's supposed to be used in the game. So it looks right through the whole game. Like it's weird to me. Like it's weird in my head, but
I don't know, man. I mean, the
don't
suit
know.
they made for the movie or for the TV show is pretty sick with that bold white spider, almost like the black suit's white spider logo on the red and black suit.
Oh yeah, because everybody wants a Spider-Man outfit of him wearing a denim jacket with spikes on the vest and a mohawk. Because that's what everybody wants.
No, I'm talking about the white
know,
logo.
Yeah, I know. No, that's a sick suit.
Yeah, the suit for the game looks sick. I don't have an issue with that at all.
Yeah.
But actually, you bring up a good point. I guess that's a good starting point for a topic of conversation. Because again, there's not much in the way of internet entertainment news today.
Yeah.
Trust me, I looked.
I'm looking now, and there's nothing.
I spent the better part of the weekend, besides doing the Fallout Labor Day special all weekend on the Realm of the Mist channel. I spent all weekend and all day today scanning everywhere for some sort of news to talk about, and I came up with like a paragraph worth of shit. So, slow news week. The only good thing I can say about the news week is nobody died, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so at least we don't have to do the deaths, the memorials, if you will.
Yeah.
But good storyline. Now you were mentioning the Iron Spider suit of Infinity Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Did you actually prefer that suit, since you are a canon junkie, compared to the Iron Spider suit of the comics, where it was actually more like the Iron Man style suit, the orange and yellow with the which I never understood why it only had 3 legs, but
It had 4. Oh,
It's
you're talking
always
about
been
the one in
represented
you're talking about
the
the one in
comic.
Oh yeah, no, that had 4.
it mostly was shown with 3.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
This is gonna bug me real quick. This is gonna bug me if I don't look it up.
Yeah,
It's
look it up.
It's really gonna bug me. And I'm gonna type in Iron Spider, and it's gonna be nothing but Stark Tech.
Well, comic book Iron Spider.
Yeah, it's
Easiest way to look it up.
it's got 4.
Most representations I've seen has been 3.
Oh no, you know what? You were completely right. It does have 3. No, the action figure has 4, but for some reason, oh no, it's got 4. It's just that one picture only had 3. Yeah, he had 4.
Well, even if you watch the Iron Spider-Man appearance on the what is it, Spectacular Spider-Man TV show that was
Yeah.
on Disney XD,
Yeah.
it had 3.
Huh. That's weird.
I don't
Well,
know why
that-
they do that, but it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. The suit itself, that Iron Spider suit was all nanotech. The same thing that Tony's Bleeding Edge suit was. I mean, you could tell whenever you see Spider-Man's helmet just like fizz away. It was, and he was wearing the other suit underneath that one. So, man, like I liked the suit, right? Because we went and saw Homecoming for the first time, and they kind of teased it at the end of the movie. I was like, oh my god, that's the Iron Spider! Holy shit, that's cool. I would have preferred it to have been red and gold, like in the old,
Like the Tony Stark,
yeah, and not just a metallic version of what he already had, with some more gold mixed with it. But no, it was all right. You can't have everything identical going from a comic to a film adaptation. You know what I mean? Like, not everything can be the same. Whatever happens in the comics doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen in the movies. So there was one reference. What game was it? Was it Lego Avengers? There was one reference to the Iron Spider that I absolutely loved in all of pop culture, and there was this boat out on the ocean, and Tony Stark gets there first, and all of a sudden Spider-Man's like, "Hey guys," and Tony's like, "How did you even get out here?" and I don't think he ever gave an answer, but he was like, I could make you a suit. I could whip something up for you. And Spidey's like, "No, I'm good. Like, don't worry about it. I don't like flying, stuff like that." But it was actually really funny. But no, the Iron Spider and Infinity War, everything in the films is just a really good kind of adaptation to what's going on in the comics, I think. And some of the design, like, did I want it to be nanotech? Not necessarily, but it is what it is.
Well, I'll explain my feeling on the Iron Spider, but I want to say this before I lose it out of my skull here. You had mentioned the Lego Avengers series, and it reminded me that Xbox Live, as you know, gives you free games on the Xbox One and the Xbox 360 like every 2 weeks. The 1st and 16th of every month, they give you free games. Mm-hmm. This week for the 360, which you could download on the One or the 360 if you have an Xbox Live account, which most people who don't, is Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars.
Oh, that figures.
That is the free game this month, or the beginning of this month. So
that figures.
Guys, go download that game. And I'm telling you right now, I started a Lego Star Wars original trilogy. I will follow it up with Clone Wars and finally Force Awakens. I have all of them, so I intend to do the whole entire series. So
why didn't they ever go back and do Rogue One and Last Jedi?
Rogue One, I understand why they didn't, because it was, it's a spin-off movie. But I agree, where's The Last Jedi?
Yeah, they. Well, okay, look, that game should have been announced back in June, because that's what they did with Force Awakens. They announced the Force Awakens game June after Force Awakens came out. So yeah, we should have already had that.
Actually, going back to it, I stand corrected. They should have done Rogue One because of the fact that I just said it. The Lego Star Wars 3 is a spin-off. It's Clone Wars. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, they should have done it.
So, if not Rogue One, at least Rebels.
Yeah.
A Lego Rebels, which really would have lent itself to it.
Oh
really,
God, yeah. Well, you can get the Rebels characters in Force Awakens.
Right.
And you can get like the Freemaker adventure characters in Force Awakens. But what I present, let me present this, because this is what I feel like they should have done.
All right.
Instead of doing Star Wars Lego The Force Awakens, right? They should have done Lego Star Wars again. Okay? Because they did it for Indiana Jones, Lego Indiana Jones 2. They remade the first one, like different levels, and then added Crystal Skull to it.
Right.
I feel like they should have went back, because Lego Star Wars, like 1 and 2, are the greatest Lego games ever made. Like, they are fucking awesome, right?
Right.
So go back and remake them. They deserve a remaster. they warrant a remaster at this point. You know, like they are the worst animation out of all of them. They give them an update like they did for Force Awakens. Get them looking like real Legos, and then just do Lego Star Wars, and then have episodes like 1 through 6, right? And then have Clone Wars added into it, so like one big thing. And then release DLC for 7, 8, Rogue One, Solo. Like do DLC levels that you can download and play, and keep it all in one game.
No, that makes sense, but the only thing I would disagree is as far as looking, the original trilogy, they kind of remastered the collection, the saga.
Oh, when they did the complete saga?
The complete saga, yeah, it was remastered, but the thing I would definitely add to the to complete saga is, and if you add in Clone Wars, there's no voice acting.
Yeah, no, do that.
If not doing some sort of silly voice act, or maybe get the guys from Clone Wars to act out their parts, or whatever the case may be, then at least sound bites from the movies.
Yeah, well, that was actually one of the, or no, which one was it? I think it was Lord of the Rings was the first one they did voiceovers.
Batman.
Oh, you're right, Batman 3 or 2.
Batman 2.
Yeah, Lego Batman 2. You're right. Yep. You're right.
Lego Batman was the first one they gave voiceovers to.
Yep, you're completely right.
I mean, the original Lego games without the voiceovers did lend itself. I mean, one of the first Lego games I played was the first Indiana Jones trilogy.
Yeah, same.
And I think, I don't know, it's going to be weird for me to say, but I actually think I would have been less impressed with the game had they taken sound bites from Raiders and Temple and all that and added them in, instead of having the silliness of the Legos kind of giving the reactions and all that.
One of the greatest things the Legos ever did was in Lego Star Wars. I think the second one was a classic trilogy. The greatest thing they ever did was when Vader tells Luke that he's his father, and all he does is hold up a photo. He's like, and Luke's like, no, and just jumps off. Like, it was the greatest thing, because I was playing through it the first time. I was like, I wonder how they're gonna do this, you know, because that's an iconic line. And all of a sudden he's just like, and like he holds the picture up, and then he's like, and there's a picture. He's like, like, it's freaking hilarious.
Well, I mean, it all started. That's the funny thing about the Lego franchise for Star Wars. It all started with the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And one of the things that most stood out to me was the opening scene of the Republic ship that lands on the Trade Federation battleship, and then the guns come out and blow up the ship, and the ship just kind of Lego breaks apart, and the two dudes are just sitting there for a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like it's such a Looney Tunes thing, but it really gave the character to the game. Yeah,
and it's one of those things where even as adults, I say this all the time, no shame. I'll play the shit out of the Lego games. I don't even care. Like, there's no shame. Like, I mean, there's a couple I'm not interested in, like Ninjago. Don't really care. Like the Lego.
Jen's playing that right now.
Is she? And like and the.
Well, not right now in the background.
Right, but she's in the process
right now,
of
she's
it.
got the game, yeah.
But and then also Lego. I think the Lego Movie Lego game. I'm not really interested in. You know, but like everything else.
Believe it or not, the Lego Movie game.
Yeah.
Is good.
Really.
Now Lego Undercover, Lego City Undercover.
That's the one I'm thinking of. That's the one I'm thinking of.
That one's garbage.
That's the one I'm not interested in. But I mean, that and Ninjago I'm not interested in. But everything else, like they just came out with Lego Incredibles. Like, I'm about to shit myself wanting to go get that one. I'm like, I'm seriously in a toss-up right now because Marvel Spider-Man comes out this weekend. I'm like, Marvel Spider-Man or Lego Incredibles? Like, which one, you know?
Well, Lego Incredibles is there, but don't forget, too, they also did Lego Marvel 2.
I've got the first one.
Yeah, the second one's out now.
I used to have all the Lego games, but the only ones I have right now, because I ended up trading them in and getting other stuff for them. I've got Lego Batman 2, Lord of the Rings, which I 100%ed with every achievement in a day. Or in a week, in a day. In a week. Marvel Superheroes, and then I got Lego Avengers, which is completely different from superheroes.
I know.
And then Force Awakens. Those are the only ones I have right now, but I would kill to have every one of those back.
Well, we've got all of them. We got both the Indiana Joneses. We got all 3 Batmans.
Harry Potters.
We got all the Harry Potters.
Yeah.
We got all. Now we have all the Star Wars. We had all the Star Wars before, but Episode 3 or Star Wars 3 was on the Wii U.
Yeah. The
So
Clone Wars.
yeah, the Clone Wars, we had it for the Wii
Yeah.
U for the kids. So
One of
well,
my
I couldn't play. We couldn't play it there, but
I
got
was
all those. We got. Oh my God, we got the Hobbit. We got the Lord of the Rings. We got Pirates of the Caribbean. We got.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Ninjago.
Pirates. I
Yep.
forgot about Pirates. No, I was just talking about the Lego games. I think yesterday with one of my Patreons, one of my patrons. They were talking about Lego Star Wars 3, and it was the Clone Wars because I was doing an after show for Clone Wars, and they were talking about. I guess there's a scene from one of the first 2 episodes that is in the Lego game that it's like an interrogation scene that is. I haven't played it, but they Jamie Holbeach said it was absolutely great.
Is it? Well, I don't. Your Patreon supporter's not going to be watching this show, I assume. But is it the scene where the oh my God, Greedo's race? What
Rhodians?
the road? Thank you. The Rhodian Jedi was trapped, kind of in that same thing that Obi-Wan was in Episode 2.
Oh,
Where he was tortured and killed.
That's
remember?
later on in the series.
Well, would that be it that he's talking about? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a torture scene.
The interrogation scene. No, what what she was talking about was one of the. It's the episode right before the film. It's the second episode in the series, where one of the clones is giving information to Asajj Ventress, and Cody and Rex are trying to figure out who it is, and it's Slick. Slick is the one that was selling out information for him, and they're trying to chase him down and stuff. But they're interrogating his entire squad. That was the scene where one of the clones was like, "I just wanted to take something back," and he had the string with the battle droid fingers on it, and he was like, "I just wanted to take something. I just wanted something back," you know. So that's the scene we were talking about. So
Roger.
Roger.
So the long and the short of it is the Lego games, which we got to get back to the Iron Man.
Yeah. We'll get there. Yeah.
I didn't get the chance to give my impression of the suit, but the Lego games, the only 2 that we don't have is the Lego Avengers and Marvel Superheroes 2, because those are the 2 newest, and they're just, it's not enough budget to spend $60 on a game.
They need to do a new Avengers though, because that one's got like some of the films in it. I think it goes up to
Ultron.
Well, I think it goes to but it doesn't have all the films in it. Hang on a second. I'll tell you what all's in it.
No, but it goes up to Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, it came out during the time of Age of Ultron.
Yeah. This is it right here.
Yeah.
But it covers the Avengers, Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, Captain America: The First Avenger, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and Thor: The Dark World. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally it. They need to come out with another one.
Well, what other franchise would you want to see a Lego game?
Lego?
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
While you're thinking about that, let me go ahead and just
go for it.
real quickly go back to the Iron Spider-Man suit. I liked the Iron Spider-Man suit on Avengers, it was Avengers Infinity War, better than the comic book. Although I do agree with the orange or the red and gold.
Yeah.
But I think if I were to do the suit, the only thing I didn't like about it was that it was form-fitting.
Yeah.
It looked like spandex. I mean, it was shiny, but it looked like spandex.
Yeah.
I think for it to be the quote-unquote Iron Spider, like I myself would have at least, and who the hell am I? But I mean, I myself, I would have done. You remember the original Power Rangers movie?
Yeah. Oh, where they just kind of slightly bulked it up a little bit.
Yeah, they gave it some armor.
Yeah,
I think I would have done that to the Iron Spider-Man suit in the movie, just so that way you could see that it is an armor.
You could
it's
differentiate
not just
the film, from the Look, to answer your question, if I could do one series in Lego, and I think it'd really lend itself well, is Back to the Future.
Back to the Future would be interesting. I mean, the Telltale game.
Yeah.
Telltale game worked, I guess. Yeah. I haven't played it.
Hell, even a Walking Dead Lego game could be kind of funny.
That'd be funny, but I don't see Lego attacking that.
No, I don't either, but Back to the Future, that would be one that because I love Back to the Future. That's one of my favorite franchises. And hell, even Ghostbusters, because I know they touched on Ghostbusters in
Ghostbusters would be
in
cool.
What was it called? The Lego Dimensions. They touched on on Ghostbusters in that, and I think they even touched on Back to the Future too, if I remember right. But But the Ghostbuster stuff worked in Lego. Like it really, really worked.
Right.
So,
No, I could see Ghostbusters.
Yeah, so I think Ghostbusters would be good. And not this answer the call bullshit. I'm talking about Ray, Venkman, Egon, Zeddemore. That's Janine. That's what I'm talking about. Louis Tully. Yeah.
Louis Tully.
Yeah.
But no, I would want it just to see a Lego Slimer.
Well, yeah, because
I know he's in Dimensions, but I want to see his Lego Slimer.
Well, because Ghostbusters is already a comedy, so you add that Lego element to it, it lends itself perfectly.
Although a horror Lego does sound cool. Like I'm envisioning in my head now, like you just said with
Friday the 13th Lego.
I wasn't even thinking Friday the 13th. I was thinking like Aliens.
Ooh, that would actually. You know what though? With Aliens, you could do it though and make it work in a way. Like some of the jump scares, you could actually make them work in Lego. Hell, even Nightmare on Elm Street would be kind of cool.
Nightmare on Elm Street would be kind of funny because every time Freddy slashed everybody up into little pieces,
just cut them up, yeah.
They would put them back together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Welcome, to my world, bitch.
But besides Aliens, I'm thinking like Jaws.
Jaws would be a neat one.
Jaws would be funny.
That would be fun. Big ass Lego shark. That'd scare me.
Well, that's it. And you build Jaws.
Yeah.
Like you don't just get the little fucking like shark that you get in the like play sets or whatever.
Build
Jaws. Yeah.
That'd be a cool one. That'd be a really cool one, actually. Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna stick with Ghostbusters and Back to the Future though. Those are gonna be my two. Lego, make it happen.
Well, now I'm sitting here. The only one that's coming to mind, the first one that's coming to mind, I think it would be neat just for like building ships more than anything else. Bless you.
Thank you. I muted my mic so nobody else would hear it.
Star Trek.
Yeah, I could see that working. I could actually
like
really
it'd be
see
interesting.
That working.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to like because you can like teleport to different worlds, but have it set up almost like Star Trek Online, where not only do you have the boards where you're exploring the worlds or whatever, but you actually get to traverse in your ship, and you actually build the Starfleet or whatever ships. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of neat.
Yeah, hell, even
that'll be my choice.
And this is another one right along those same lines. They'll never do it though, because nobody playing a Lego game nowadays. No kids are gonna know what this is. Battlestar Galactica.
The original.
The original. The original Battlestar Galactica, not this.
See, I'll battle you on it because the original was cool, but I really liked the reboot. I thought the reboot was better.
No, I didn't care for it that much.
I don't know. I really enjoyed the reboot. I mean, I know there were some things that pissed a lot of Battlestar fans off, but like Starbuck being a girl.
Yeah.
But
oh my god.
Go ahead.
Oh.
You're getting excited, so get me excited. What do you
Lego Firefly.
Okay, every fanboy that's watching this stream right now just came. For no other reason than to just fly around in its serenity.
Yeah. Well, because then you could touch on a lot of the backstory too, with a lot of the battles and stuff, and the brown coats and everything like that. You could really, really you could do it with a Lego game. Really delve. I'm surprised Kirsty's not kicking down the door like the Kool-Aid Man going, yes!
Oh, wait a minute. You know how Lego, after you beat the level or whatever, you can free play it?
Yeah.
Play it on the opposite end of the team. Be the Reavers.
That'd be brutal AF.
Be the Reavers actually going and destroying the whatevers.
Putting bodies on the front of your ship and shit. Building it with Lego heads on the front. That'd be awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'd play that.
I'd play the shit out of that.
Hell yeah.
Okay, you won right there. Yeah.
Yay!
I mean, because I'm sitting there like, what other great franchise can we really throw out there? I mean, well, okay, I'll go this far. Marvel has had great success with Lego. What about DC?
Well, we've had 3 Lego Batman games.
Works,
yeah.
But I mean, like really, like a DC EU.
Well, I think that's what Lego Batman 3 was supposed to be. I think you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we. Yeah, I did for a second.
Okay.
But yeah, like a DC EU where every character exists.
Yeah,
I think can be played.
Well, I think they were going with that with Lego Batman 3 because they added a lot of people to Lego Batman 3.
Well, yeah, beyond Gotham, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
really, there were still characters that were missing from the DC mythos.
Right.
That would be interesting to see in that game.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that'd be good. I mean, if you could pull off like a, well, hell, we've got Lego Avengers. Why not do like Lego Justice League? But the problem is, not
That's what I was-
everybody went and saw Justice League.
Well,
Like,
okay, it doesn't have to actually follow along with the movies. I mean, the
Well, I
Justice
know,
League's been
yeah.
around for 50 some odd years. Hell, play in today's modern pop culture, following all these social justice warrior movements. Lego Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, here's what you could do with like a Lego DCEU, right? Because I think it's pretty obvious that DC has had the better animated films, right? Like almost everything DC animated coming out is the shit, right?
Except for Batman Ninja.
Ninja, that thing was a pile of crap. But anyway, but no, yeah, with an exception of that, holy shit! Like, how are you gonna seriously have a giant robot of bats fighting a giant robot of other robots put together? Just fucking hell. Anyway,
Sounds like Voltron season 1.
oh, you don't even know. But no, their DC stuff is actually, I mean, their animated stuff is really, really good, right? So why don't you do like a Lego DC game where you can just play whichever like animated film you want, like Crisis on Two Earths or Flashpoint Paradox or Dark Knight Returns or, like any of these other like iconic animated films and play through that storyline.
Everything but Killing Joke. We just no.
Yeah, Killing Joke would lend itself real well for Lego, would it?
It
Like
really
you would see
be
Oracle
kids.
turn around to run from Joker, and a bullet would like barely separate the body and the leg section, and the bullet would stick inside of it, and then she'd fall over. Like it wouldn't work real well.
Naked Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
The awkward sex scene between Batgirl and Batman on the rooftops.
That pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, I know.
That never happened.
That never happened.
No.
Yeah, I know. I got the comic in the room.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
Yeah, that never happened. That never should have happened. In the I understand they were trying to get drama, and they were really trying to make it hit more to home for Batman that this happened to Barbara, but that was unnecessary and just I was feeling awkward, dude. Like all the shit people say about Batman just came to life right there.
Yeah.
Like, all the why the young boys? We know what he's doing. Yeah. Well, here he is screwing a fucking underage girl.
Yeah.
I know she's supposed to be above 18.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But still, at this point, he's like what, 40?
It made Batman have this like rapey vibe, like Anakin did in Episode 2.
Ah.
Because I think
if Master Obi-Wan caught me doing this, he'd be very grumpy.
What, hitting on a senator? Yeah, I can see him not being okay with that.
Yeah, right. But
yeah,
no, I mean, yeah, but the other movie, I don't know. Like, will we even go into the graphic novels and shit? I mean, like, I don't
There's
see the
so
Long
many.
Halloween going very well.
Court of
Death in the
Owls.
Family would not go very well.
Court of Owls.
Court of Owls, no. God, no.
Jesus Christ.
Even Death of Superman would not work well.
Yeah, it's really, you know what? Anytime you kill off a Lego character in a game, it's never good. Like, they just look like, and then they got like X's across their fucking eyes, like that's all it is. It just doesn't, or that you see them get blown up into pieces, and then their head falls, blinks, and then that's it.
Well, we know they're doing a Lego movie too.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, mm-hmm.
And we know the major success of Lego Batman movie.
Yeah.
Which was, let's be honest, Lego Batman was probably the best Batman movie ever.
I haven't watched Lego Batman yet.
Oh, blasphemy.
I know, I haven't watched it yet.
Should it open the door to other Lego DC properties getting a movie?
Yeah.
Like, whether it be Superman or Wonder Woman or Justice League. Should they get movies?
Yeah, no, I want to see a Superman Green Lantern Lego movie just based off the first Lego movie alone.
Only.
Because it was Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. Like, only those two, yeah.
Only. If at the end of it, Green Lantern gets shot in the head by Deadpool.
Oh my, you can't do that!
We could totally do that.
You can't do that. That's crossing universes, Chris.
Deadpool did it at his end credits in
No, he
Deadpool 2.
didn't.
He don't care. Yeah,
No,
oh yeah, he did.
No,
He shot
no,
Ryan Reynolds
no,
looking at the Green Lantern strip.
No, he didn't.
Spoilers.
He didn't. He didn't change. He didn't go into the DC universe. All he did was went into the real world where Ryan Reynolds was going to play a DC character. He didn't go into the universe where Green Lantern was.
Do you feel that DC should have been pissed off at that joke?
No, because even the writers of Green Lantern came out and was like, "Touche, bud, touche." So I mean, how could you be pissed at that? That was one of the great because. Which version did you get? Which version did you get? Did you get the super like duper edition?
I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, but you saw the end credit scene.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Which one did you see? Because there's two different versions of it. There's one where when Ryan Reynolds looks at the script, he's like, "Welcome to the big leagues, baby." Is that the one you saw?
No.
No.
I don't think he said anything. It was just Deadpool came up behind him, shot him in the head, and said, "You're welcome."
There's one version where he's like, "Welcome to the big leagues, kid," and then splat, and then there's another one where he goes, "Fucking yeah," and then plop, he gets shot. So it's fucking hilarious, man. Greatest end credit scene ever.
Oh yeah, because he erased all his mistakes in the
and
comic book.
You even heard him too. He's like, "No scratchy, just cleaning up the timelines."
Yeah,
it's absolutely great. No scratchy.
Well, he was picking on the X-Men one since the first Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
I'll sew your mouth shut. Oh, don't do that.
Oh, don't do that. No, I told you that end credit scene was going to make everything okay. I told you. And you haven't seen the movie yet, but there's a scene in the movie too. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'll say this much. You remember in the first movie, he made the comment, "Is this the only two X-Men we could afford? You come to the mansion and these are the only two X-Men the studio could afford?" Right. They, I don't want to say they fix it in this one, but they do make a nod to that. Because there's some other X-Men pop up, but it's like a cameo. It's kind of like in the background, and you're just like, "Did that just happen?" It's funny as hell. When you see it, you are gonna shit a brick. Especially when you see, because it makes you wonder. It screws up the continuity even more, right? Right. Look. I know you haven't seen the movie yet, and this isn't. I'm going to go ahead and say it because the film's already out on Blu-ray. Everybody's had a chance to watch it. You haven't, but we got to talk about this for a minute because it concerns X-Men. Okay. We have to talk about this for a minute. Okay, so the cameo I'm talking about, Deadpool 2 takes place in present day, right? Right. Okay. So, hey, Agrodad's watching. How's it going? How's it going, brother?
Hey, what's up, Agrodad?
But we're talking some X-Men, man. But the cameo is Wade's in the X-Mansion, and he happens to be standing in front of this open door. And inside the door, you see Professor X, Beast, Quicksilver, I think Cyclops is there, and I think Jean Grey. I think are all in the room, but they're all the first class actors. So like it's McAvoy, Xavier, but he's bald and he's sitting. He's like looking back over his shoulder in the door, and Beast just walks over and just pushes the door shut real slow before Wade can turn around and see him. He's got his back to the door, so you see him over his shoulder, and they're like, and they shut the door to keep Wade from seeing him, and it's just it makes you wonder what because. It screws up the continuity again because where on the timeline does Deadpool 2 take place now? Because you've got an 80s McAvoy, Xavier in 2018. So where the fuck does this take place? Who are you talking to?
Nobody yet.
I'm more important than anybody on your phone.
Oh, no. This is my daughter.
Oh, I take that back. I'm not that important.
Yeah. Jokes aside. So,
I know when to be funny and when not to be.
But slowly closes the door. That I think that was one of the greatest jokes in the first Deadpool movie. Like besides the only two X-Men the studio can't afford more. Yeah. The greatest joke was on the bridge when Colossus is dragging him to see the professor, and he turns around and he says, Stewart or McAvoy, these timelines are so confusing. Yeah. It's like, can you get more meta than that?
Yeah. Well, because it makes you wonder now, since you've got McAvoy's Xavier, which which timeline does it take place in now? You know, so it's just it had it been Patrick Stewart with like Femke Jensen, Jean Grey, and even throw Hugh Jackman in there as Wolverine, just kind of like, you know, you could have done it. They didn't have any lines. They just kind of stood there and looked at him, was like, and then just like awkwardly shut the door, like, oh God, please don't let him see us. Please don't let him see us. Please don't let him see us. You know, like it would have worked really cool had Wolverine been in that room.
Well, see that if we're gonna talk X-Men, let's talk. The end credit scene makes any scene in the movie make sense. Yeah,
That's true.
no, it does. But the X-Men franchise has really pissed me off. Let's break it down to its essentials.
Oh, we only have like an hour and a half left.
I know,
Let's do
but
this.
the first X-Men movie was gold.
Oh yeah. Second one was really good, in my opinion.
Oh, the second one was gold.
Mm-hmm.
Third one, I don't think was as terrible as people make it out to be, but it wasn't good.
No,
but it wasn't good.
Don't be nice to it. You're not going to hurt its feelings.
I'm not looking to hurt its feelings.
Oh, I will. I don't give a shit. Last Stand was a pile of crap.
Now I'm gonna in this conversation, I'm going to leave the Wolverine spinoffs alone, because they were spinoffs.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. They really didn't have anything to do with the continuity timeline. Kind of, but not really. They were off on their own. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were the solo to the X-Men franchise.
Mm-hmm.
They really had nothing to do about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then we go into First Class, which was meant to fix everything, and really people just got more confused.
Mm-hmm.
But then Fox does a brilliant thing with the X-Men movies and creates Days of Future Past.
That was an opportunity. Yeah, that was the chance to
so much wrong with the franchise. They made everything finally back to a continuity that made sense, and then comes Apocalypse.
Well, look, okay, with Days of Future Past, that was Bryan Singer's return to directing X-Men films, because he did the first two, where they were great, and then somebody else took over for 3 on, right? But Days of Future Past was like his return, right? And I remember in an interview, the way he said it was, oh, the reason I'm coming back, it's like when you walk back into your bedroom after your friends played with all your toys and just left them all over the place. That this is me putting my toys back on the shelf where they belong. Like that's what he said. That this was me fixing everything, right? That had been happened since I left. And then you're right, Apocalypse came along. So which I didn't mind Apocalypse, but like the first couple acts of Apocalypse were pretty good. And then like you got to that last act and it's like
you're not gonna hurt the movie's feelings. Apocalypse is why I'm saying X-Men 3 was not as bad as people make it out to be.
No. X-Men 3 was way worse than Apocalypse.
No.
I will stand by that till the day I die.
Oscar Isaac's performance as Apocalypse almost makes me hate Poe Dameron.
Dude, everybody's portrayal of everybody in Last Stand makes me hate X-Men in general. Like,
actually, the rebooted X-Men
horrible.
Actually, the rebooted X-Men, the only thing I hate is turning Mystique a good guy.
Oh, she's like an anti-hero at this point.
Yeah, and it didn't need to be.
Well, it's because you get an actress like Jennifer Lawrence to play her, right? And she's supposed to be this like role model actress for like young girls nowadays. And they're like, oh, well, we can't make her a bitch. You know, so we have to.
Well, wait, Jennifer Lawrence is a bitch.
I know. You and I know this, but 9-year-old girls don't. All they see is Hunger Games, you know, and fucking what else was she in? I don't remember. Something else.
That was about it.
That was it? Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I love the X-Men, but they are the bastard child of the comic book movie universe.
Let's pick the ugly girl to be the girl's role model.
Well, no, I'm not saying that Jennifer Lawrence is ugly. I think she's pretty. I do think she's pretty, but I don't think she can act. I think if you had an acting contest between Kristen Stewart and Jennifer Lawrence, people would die of boredom.
I see. See, you know, fugly.
Fugly.
No, I'm with you on that one, because like if you had an acting contest between Jennifer Lawrence, Kristen Stewart, and Plank from Ed, Edd and Eddy, I got Plank every time. Like, he is the better fucking actor. At least he has a facial expression. You know, like, it's just... Like, they come off more wooden than Plank would.
Well, I said the same thing. You know what? I'm a big.
Blake is a beast. Yes, I like aggro.
I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, but Sansa Stark playing fucking Jean Grey / Phoenix in Apocalypse was just what? No, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get the worst. You get the worst person from Game of Thrones with no personality to play an X-Men. What is with the X-Men being all monotone? In almost every movie, they're all monotone.
I don't know.
Like Scott Summers. Oh my God, he pissed me off in the original movie so much because of like, where's my bike?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it was to it, you know? He showed more emotion. Like, I'll say what I will about X-Men 3, but he showed more emotion in that scene when he's, like, torn up about Jean Grey standing on the rocks, and he rips his glasses off and just, like, puts the beam into the water, you know, and just screams. He showed more emotion in just that scene alone than in the first two X-Men movies combined.
Oh, come on. The kid who played the young Cyclops in X-Men Origins, Wolverine, had more acting chops.
And have his face was like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, you're right.
And just like people give a lot of shit to fucking Sabretooth in X-Men Origins, but I like the actor who played Sabretooth in Origins more than the guy who played him in the first movies. Although in the first movies he looked more like the original Sabretooth.
No.
At least what's his face had personality to the character.
Was it Days of Future Past 2 we saw like an older version of Toad, like working in a grease diner?
Yeah.
See, Toad will always be Ray Park to me. He will always be Toad from the first one, you know. And Halle Berry's like, do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Yeah, like awesome.
I blew my father-in-law's mind. Speaking of Ray Park, I blew my father-in-law's mind. We were at a baby shower a couple weekends ago, and on TV they were showing the G.I. Joe.
Oh, I think you froze on me again, bud.
The rise at. I said while we were at the baby shower on TV was G.I. Joe's The Rise of Cobra. Another.
Yeah.
Another Oscar award winning movie. But I blew his mind when I told him that Snake Eyes was Darth Maul.
Yeah, you're right. It is. God, I don't want to talk about G.I. Joe. Please, God, you had to bring that up. Jesus God. When are we going to get our G.I. Joe Transformers crossover film?
When are we going to get a decent live-action G.I. Joe movie?
When are we going to get a decent Transformers movie again? Like, shit.
Look, I am all about Dennis Quaid playing General Hawk. I had no problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell Brendan Fraser was playing in that movie, but right on for him. The rest of them are god fucking awful. Channing Tatum as Duke.
There he is cussing you out on the radio. I heard that. No, you're right. I'm really surprised though, because I really thought they were building up to a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. I really, really thought for a while, because I mean, it looked like it was heading that direction. And I'm actually kind of glad it didn't happen because.
Hey, not to cut you off, but go ahead and finish your point. I got to call my daughter.
Okay, right on.
All right.
Channing Tatum smoke show, yeah. But no, with the G.I. Joe Transformers thing, I really thought they were going to do a crossover. Like it would have been a train wreck. It would have been a literal, veritable fucking train wreck. But had they done Transformers right, and I think they had Transformers right from the beginning at first with the first film. I think the first film they were right with Transformers. And then Revenge of the Fallen just kind of derailed it and buried the train wreck. And then Dark of the Moon, I know Dark of the Moon gets a lot of shit by people, but I didn't mind Dark of the Moon that much. Was it great? Was it as good as the first one? No, but it was all right. And then what was the next one? Age of Extinction? I think Age of Extinction was just utter shit. And then I didn't even watch the fifth one. I never did. I never even gave it the time of day. When I started seeing reviews for it, and every single review I saw said worst movie of the year, biggest, shittiest movie of the year, I was like, you know what? I give the hell up. And I think that was the one that finally made Paramount go, oh shit. You know, not like this Bumblebee movie that's coming out. I'm excited about the Bumblebee movie. I'm kind of excited for that one because it looks like it's gonna like look retro Transformers, right? Like B looks retro, Starscream looks retro. Like I'm really really excited about that. Agrodad says original movie was awesome. Yes, yes it was. Revenge of the Fallen was garbage. It was during the writer's strike and it showed. Oh my god, did it? Jesus Christ! It was instead of writing a scene, let's just do a slow mo shot for 20 minutes of Megan Fox running through the desert, like yeah, because that's what people want to see. But yeah, and Starscream looks like Starscream exactly. Like it looks totally retro. Like you've got those old style like square like air vents. It looks absolutely great. And I think Haley Steinfeld, she's actually a decent actress. You know, like my first exposure to her was Pitch Perfect, the Pitch Perfect trilogy, and she's actually really good in those. You know, so I'm kind of excited to see her in a Transformers prequel. But from what I heard, they've canceled everything Transformers from here on out. So why would you even go back and do this prequel if it's not going to matter in the long run anyway? You know, I do think Transformers needs a hard reboot though. I really think it does. Matter of fact, I mean, there's a way you could. Is there a way? I'll have to ask Chris when he comes back. I want to get his opinion on that. Agriday, what do you think? Is there a way? And go with me on this for a second. Is there a way for them to reboot Transformers at this point after the Bumblebee movie, and still have the Bumblebee movie as like the first of the reboot of it, but it still looks just like the original movie? Like, because I really want him to reboot Transformers, but Bumblebee looks really good. And I'm really glad that Michael Bay is stepping away and somebody else. But I would really like to see, like, this new Bumblebee movie be, like, the first of the new ones. You know what I mean? Hearing Megatron say, "You failed me yet again, Starscream." It does, man. It's like that first... Look, the first Transformers movie, at the time it was coming out, I was in high school, and I was working at a movie theater, of all places, right? It was my dream job. If I could go back to it, I would. It was my absolute favorite job. I was a projectionist. I was the one that always went into the booth, started the films up, got the sound running, got the lights turned down, got everything, controlled the volume, all that, right? Absolute best job I ever had in my life. And the way we had to splice the film together. Now it's on a DVD, right? The movies come on a DVD, but then we actually had to splice the film together into one big reel. We'd get 6 or 7 reels, and we had to splice them together. And I remember, like a month before Transformers came out, we got these canisters that had like a digital code on them, right? And they said Transformers. I had the Transformers logo on it. I was like, there's no fucking way that we've got... Because I was so excited for the first Transformers, right? And I was like, oh my God, there's no way we got this already. So my boss was like, well, that sucks. So what's the code? I'm like, I don't know. So he calls, because you had to rent the films, right, back then. He called to get the code, and they said, well, we're not giving the codes out until a couple nights before the premiere. That way you don't show the movie early. That way it's our insurance, so we know the movie's not getting shown early. And I'm like, well, that sucks. Why send it to us, 4 weeks early if we're not going to be able to do anything with it? So, like a week later, I was bored. I was waiting for the last movie of the night, which at the time was... What was the movie that was playing that? I don't remember what it was. God, I really want to say... It was either Pirates of the Caribbean 3... or Spider-Man 3. I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, I was waiting for the last movie of the night to get out. I was the last one at the movie theater. After everybody's gone, I was going to sweep up, shut everything down, lock up, go home. And I was bored. I was just sitting there punching random numbers on the keypad. And I was like, doot, 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 click. I'm like, no fucking way. And I click, and the other one opened. I'm like, no way. And sure enough, I just randomly got the fucking code and opened it. And I called my boss, and I was like, hey, Ron, I got a hypothetical situation for you. I need some advice. And he said, what's that? And I go, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I was able to open the Transformers cases, and all I heard was, I'm on my way, click. Like, it was that quick. And so he shows up, and he's like, sure enough, he did. We had an empty platter on the projector that we weren't going to use for a while. And he's like, well, let's put it together. So we spliced everything together. It came with a little piece of film that showed you where you were supposed to splice it together and everything. And so we spliced it together, and we put it all on one big platter, and we finally got the film all put together. And my boss looks at me and he's like, well, you know the rules. And I said, what? And he goes, you got to watch it. Make sure the sound is synced up with the video. And I'm like, this is like 3 weeks before the movie comes out, right? So I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking awesome. So I go pop me a big ass fucking bag of popcorn and got a big ass fucking drink. And I was the only one sitting in the cinema, middle of the cinema, all by myself at like 10:30 at night after everybody else was gone. And I watched Transformers for the first time. And it was absolutely fucking awesome. And I was supposed to be at my buddy's house that night. We were having a, as gay as that sounds, a slumber party. We were having a camp out. And
wow, did I walk in at the wrong time?
You did, bud. You really fucking did. But I finally got there after the movie, and he was like, where have you been? I was like, I got to see Transformers. And he's like, no, you didn't. And then he just kind of stared at me, and I guess he could tell from the look on my face, he's like, you motherfucker, you did, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what happens? I'm like, I ain't telling you shit, motherfucker. He's like, just tell me it's good. I'm like, oh, it's good. Like, it's really, really good. But no,
the first one was good.
The first one, yeah.
What the hell happened to the rest of them?
Agrodad brought it up. It was the writer's strike was going on for Revenge of the Fallen.
Well, see, Fallen didn't bother me as much. I mean, it was bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making excuses for a movie that wasn't good. Mm-hmm. But comparatively to the rest of them, and I haven't even seen last night yet.
Yeah, me neither. I won't do it.
But the first movie was great. The second movie was, I could watch it. It was bad, but I could watch it. Everything beyond, what the fuck? I
didn't mind Dark of the Moon that much. I didn't mind it. Like I said a minute ago, it wasn't as good.
Wait, Dark of the Moon. That's the one with the building that was leaning like this, but refused to fall.
Not falling over. Yeah.
Yeah, physics.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's talk about Star Wars here for a minute. About realism. All right. Yeah. Blaster bolts arching instead of just going. Pew, 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 they're. You know.
Oh, good.
Let's talk about physics.
I thought you were gonna throw the bomber sequence at me. I was like, really? No. I've already got the argument for this. Let's do it.
No. But no. I didn't mind Dark of the Moon that much. It was all right. Because from being in the military, I know some things I'm not.
Oh my God, that's some fucked up.
What?
Agrodad Gaming. When Episode 7 came out, the day after, a guy in a Jeep had a huge sticker made that said Han Solo dies in Episode 7. That, sir, is an asshole.
That guy deserves to be shot. Like, even today, he deserves to be shot. No, you don't fuck. Look, my experience with that, like, I called Han Solo's death in 7. I called it. Like,
we all did.
Yeah, we all fucking knew it was going to happen.
The only way they got Harrison Ford back was to let him die.
And they were like, we'll kill off Han Solo and give you Indy 5 if you'll come back and do this. Like that's what they told him. That's exactly what happened. And, and he was just like, no, all right, yeah, I'll do it. You know, like, and so he did, but.
Guess I'll go ahead and do it.
So after Episode 7 came out, where I live, everybody was so hush-hush about it. Like, you would be walking through Walmart, and there would be people talking about Episode 7, and they'd be like, oh, you remember that scene when... And they'd stop and look around, and they'd look at you and be like, have you guys seen it? And we're like, yeah, we've seen it. He's like, oh, you guys remember when Han Solo died? Like, and it was the best kept secret. I've never seen Americans work together like that since 9/11. Like, I've never seen people keep a secret and just do that for each other. Now, that guy, he needs to fucking die.
No, that's dirty, man. Not even that it's Star Wars. Like, I mean, like any franchise where it's got a hardcore dedicated fan and a major spoiler things happen. Now, okay, Han Solo dying in 7 was not fucking Luke, I am your father.
Right.
But it was still an emotional thing for people that have been attached to the original trilogy characters. It's particularly a character as beloved as Han Solo. Yeah, leave that the fuck alone. You're literally going out to be an asshole to plaster that on your Jeep and drive around, ruining movies for people.
Yeah.
You know, that's just all I could think of is Homer Simpson's, that episode of Simpsons where Homer and Marge are walking.
Who thought that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father? Oh, come on, man. Oh, man. I didn't want to be that guy.
No, it's just like, you know, it's like the best way I can describe Avengers Infinity War, the way it ends. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for people.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a video going around on YouTube. You can find this video, and it's absolutely hilarious. These people convinced their movie theater to let them put this video up before the first showing of Force Awakens for the midnight release. And it was it's something like, you know how when you go into a big movie theater, they just have like trivia and stuff up on the screen. You can just kind of like do it amongst your friends, like, oh, I bet it's A, you know, and then it'll tell you the answer.
Yeah.
One of like these guys put together these fake questions about episode. Oh crap! I hit my mic. These fake questions about episode 7, and was like, how does Chewie die in episode 7? Is it A? And they just did like all these weird ass fucking off the wall. Like one of them was
off the wall.
He gets hit by a speeder and some shit like that. And then it said A, hit by a speeder or something like that. Everybody's like, what the fuck? And they start going through and like, how does Luke Skywalker die in episode 7? And people are like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. like, and then it said something about, how did Supreme Leader Snoke come to power? And the answer was Jar Jar gave him his power or something like that. And everybody's like, no. And people started getting up and walking out. And to keep it from being ruined, and then they came out and was like, guys, it was just a joke. We're just kidding. None of this is real. We haven't even seen the fucking movie. It's just a joke. But it's you can find the video on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious to watch.
Don't worry, Agger Dad. We're not going to spoil Infinity War, but I highly recommend you go see it.
I bought it on Blu-ray the other day.
Yeah, I highly recommend. Yeah. Go to a Dropbox or Redbox right now tonight.
Yeah. No,
go get a copy. Trust me, you will thank me for it later.
I got my buddy because my buddy Kyle hadn't seen Infinity War yet, and I guess this episode is just going to be a menagerie of talking about all kinds of shit, isn't it? I guess we're just kind of going.
Well,
through and
just not
goes.
That into it today.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
but we're just going to talk about fandom shit.
My buddy Kyle is.
Okay, now that's a sin.
What? What? Oh, dude, you got to have a marathon, man.
Yeah. You got to sit down and watch Civil War. Ragnarok. You know what? I haven't seen it yet either.
It's. I thought it was funny as fuck.
It's on Netflix. I haven't watched it though.
But my buddy Kyle, he's a huge Iron Man freak. He hates Captain America, but he loves Iron Man, right? Like he loathes. Like I got him a Captain America shield just as a gag gift, and he took it out back and used it as target practice for his 45. Like I'm not kidding. He really did. So he hates Captain America. He's like, "Oh, bulletproof my ass. Pop, pop, pop." You know, like. But
like, does he hate the comic book character, or does he hate
hates
Chris?
No, he hates Captain America in general.
Really?
He hates that character. But he loves Tony Stark. But anyway, he's even got a big carry bag that says Stark Industries on the side of it that he absolutely loves.
I still want to Dr. Ruth and like Sigmund Freud this guy right now. What's his hatred of Captain America?
I don't know. I'll have to find out next time I talk to him. But he had seen, I think, a good majority of the Marvel movies. He had seen enough where he knew kind of what was going on. You know, like I don't think he saw Ragnarok. I don't think he saw the first Guardians, but he saw the second Guardians. I don't think he saw Homecoming. Nice. I think those are the only two that he hadn't seen. But the other night I was like, hey, we need to sit down and watch Infinity War. If I go buy it, will you watch it? And he's like, oh hell yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. So we sit down and I watched it with him. It was the second time I ever watched it. And I sat down and watched it with him for his first time. And we were sitting there. And like at the very beginning, right? I'm not going to give anything away. I promise, Agrodad. I promise you I'm not going to ruin anything. But right at the beginning, right before you see the title screen for Avengers, my buddy was already like, what the fuck are they doing in this one? And I'm like, oh, you're about to see, bud. Like, holy shit. So, and by the time it was over, he was just like, what are they going to do now? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, Agrodad, I got to ask then. What do you hate about Captain America 2? Is it the comic character or is it the Chris Evans, right?
Yeah, it's Chris Evans, yeah.
Yeah, or is it the Chris Evans portrayal? Like, I get that you hate the good old boy, Mr. Does Everything Right character. But, I mean, like, what is it that does it? Is it the character itself or is it the actor and the way he's been portrayed in the movies? Because I'll be honest with you, I actually like Chris Evans as Captain America.
I like him
better.
Oh,
I like them better as Human Torch.
No, it's the opposite for me.
But I like the movie character of Captain America better than the comic book character.
You know, everybody keeps talking about, too, like Cap dying off, right? And Falcon or Bucky becoming Captain America. You know,
because it happened in the comics.
But just because something happens in the comics doesn't mean it's going to happen in the movies. Thor's a woman now. Iron Man is a woman now. You know, just because they changed the sex of the character in the comic doesn't mean that Tony Stark is going to go become Tanya Stark and fucking, Thor's going to be Thorita. Like, yeah, no, it's It's just because it happens in the comic, and just because in the comics Captain America was a secret Hydra agent the whole time doesn't mean that's what it's going to be in the fucking movies, you know?
That I hate. That I absolutely despise. Like, look, whether you love or hate Captain America, the character was in comics and otherwise was always a symbolism of American values, never wavering, always loyal, always faithful to the country. And now all of a sudden he's a secret agent for basically the Nazis.
Yeah.
If that isn't a piss in the face of every American citizen, I don't know what is. I hate the whole Captain America is a Hydra agent story angle.
Same.
Marvel's done a lot of things to piss me off over the years, like the Riri Williams Ironheart thing. Although at least they separated her from Iron Man, she became his protege rather than just his replacement.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm fine with that. How the hell do you put Punisher and Iron Man above Batman?
Well,
just how does that happen?
Because he doesn't have a bat boner like the rest of this fucking world.
Hey, there's a reason you have a bat boner.
No, there's not.
Look, you go in Batman's utility belt, you find Bat Viagra, okay? It's right next to the shark repellent.
No. Oh, God. No. Why do you need shark repellent when you got Aquaman?
Well, back in the 60s, he didn't have Aquaman in the TV show. But you had a blow-up freaking pool shark. The 66 Batman movie, where the whole entire joke of the bat shark repellent came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, again, I can get into some shit with Punisher. I won't speak on the TV show because I haven't really sat down to watch it yet. I was so wrapped on the DC shows going on, the Arrowverse and shit like that, that I never delve into the Marvel stuff too deep. I did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a little bit, and really it wasn't that good to me. I heard it got better. I just haven't gotten back into it. I just started diving into Daredevil on Netflix. Mm-hmm. So because of Daredevil spins off Punisher, I've been staying away from Punisher until I get to that point in Daredevil.
Right.
So I can't speak on Punisher, although John Bernthal as Punisher, if he does half as good a job as he did as Shane in The Walking Dead, I'm sold. I'm in.
Yeah.
But the two Punisher movies, Warzone and the original movie. Mm-hmm. Unpopular opinion, I fucking hated Warzone. But I did like it wasn't great, but I did like the first Punisher movie with Thomas Jane
mm-hmm.
as Punisher and John Travolta as the big bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about him being I forgot about that. No, you're right. He was, wasn't he?
Howard something or other. I forget what his last name was.
Oh, he would fucking.
Yeah, see, Aggro Dad agrees with me. Warzone was garbage. Howard Saint.
That's it. Yes. Yep, Saint.
Howard Saint. Yeah, but the Tom Jane movie was great. You know what? For no other reason, the whole entire fight between him and Kevin Nash from WCW wrestling fame. As the mad Russian that's like just beating his ass through the apartments while the other tenants are sitting there like dancing and eating pasta was just great.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yep, the Russian. That to me made the whole entire movie.
There is a short film you can find on YouTube, and I think it's called Laundry Day. Called Laundry Day, but it's a Punisher movie, and it is the greatest fucking thing you will ever see ever. It's Punisher at a laundromat doing his laundry, and some shit starts going down outside, and he goes out and just goes ham on everybody. Like, it's fucking awesome, dude. It's one of the greatest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. You've got to go check. I think it's called, hang on, let me check. I want to make sure, because I don't want to lie to you guys. Let me make sure that's what it's called.
Well, while you're looking this up, and we're talking about more obscure Marvel movies. Let's talk about the first Marvel black character who was R-rated.
It's called Punisher Dirty Laundry.
Punisher Dirty Laundry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who doesn't seem to get the recognition that he deserves because of Black Panther, or Deadpool. Because, Deadpool's the first R-rated comic book movie. The Crow, Watchmen, and of course,
and Black Panther
Marvel,
was the first black superhero. Yeah.
which is leading me back to where I was going.
Yeah.
Blade.
Yeah. Hancock. Falcon.
Well, I was talking for Marvel.
Oh.
I was talking for Marvel
I guess
and
Hancock
R-rated.
was DC, wasn't he?
Yeah, Hancock was DC. Steel was DC.
Yeah.
Blank Man was, I don't know where the fuck Blank Man was from.
Yeah.
The Tick. Spoon!
Yes.
I know nothing about the TV show. I know that it's on Amazon Prime, that there isn't a live action TV show, but I remember the cartoon. I do remember the Tick cartoon. I mean, if we really want to get obscure in comic books, we could talk about shit like Rom.
Wow.
Yeah, remember that?
Wow. Wow.
The Space Knights.
Yeah, holy crap. Damn, you're making me shit.
I hope I'm not making you shit. We are live on Twitch TV right now.
You ain't gonna smell it from where you are.
They might.
I don't care.
Look, I'll be dead honest with you. I want a new Crow movie, but I don't want a reboot. I want a new Blade movie. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. How about Mask?
Like the Mask?
No, Mask.
Oh, Mask. Oh, I get. Okay.
Mobile Armored Strike Command. Mask.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Or Centaurians. Power Extreme.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. Give me a decent He-Man movie. Not that I have anything against Masters of the Universe. It's a great camp movie. Watch it.
If this isn't evidence enough of how we can bring anything back to Star Wars. Do you remember the 90s when the Power of the Force figures were like He-Man style? When they were just like all bulked up and Luke was just like coming out of his shirt, and I'm surprised R2 didn't have a fucking six-pack. Like they were all fucking ripped beyond belief. Like even Leia was like, damn, like so whatever happened to those? Like I know they went to like the more like realistic scaled figures, but I miss those He-Man figures, man. Like I really do. They were cool. Like even 3PO had pecs. like they were fucking odd. Like Lando was ripped under his freaking administrator outfit. Like you could see the fucking looked like he leaned up against the fucking electric fence for an hour. Like he's just like right there. Bring those back, man. Or are they too politically incorrect nowadays?
I don't think they'd fly today. Especially like I've got the Power of the Force slave Leia.
Yeah, that she was ripped.
Hanging in still in box and board, hanging up in the room, and let's be honest, she wouldn't fly in today's society. All right, what are you showing us?
I like to show off once in a while. I have got my Black Series slave Leia, right? But if you look really close at her, she has two right arms. She's supposed
I
to
remember
have
you telling me about that.
She's got two right arms, and I didn't notice it until months after I got her, and I'm sitting there looking at it like, don't ask me why I was looking at it, but I was just like...
Oh, we know why you were looking at it.
I was like, her hand is turned the wrong way, and I was like, oh, so is her elbow. Oh, that's not the right arm. I was like, oh, it is the right arm, but there's two right arms. And it finally dawned on me. But they even pulled these off of shelves. They pulled everything Slave Leia off shelf because it was too inappropriate for kids, for her being in a slave bikini. You remember that?
Mm-hmm, I remember.
Fucking stupid.
I was mad I never picked that up. But I mean, I remember making you mad. I remember making you mad when I came back from Quakertown Mart out here in Pennsylvania. And I had the Unholy Trilogy in the Power of the Force series. Still in box, the Emperor, the original Vader from the Power of the Force, and Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yep. Oh, hey, check out... Go ahead.
And they hang all next to each other.
I just got this last night. And speaking of Leia that's fucked up in a package, it's the holographic Princess Leia from my original trilogy collection that I've been getting. But it's a Comic-Con exclusive from 2005. I never thought I'd get her, like ever. But Kirsty found her last night, and she's missing her guns in the package.
Whoops.
And it's never been opened. Yeah, this sucker is mint in the... I mean, the box looks great, too. But yeah, she's missing her guns. But I just got I just got that last night.
I'll tell you what, man. There's one power of the Force Leia you got to get in box. Well, it doesn't matter if she's
I
not
probably
in
have
box.
it.
You got to get the white outfit Leia with the gorilla face.
Oh, I don't have that one.
They fucked her face up
Yeah,
so
no, it's
bad.
It's fucking bad.
It's terrible. Well, Luke, like we were talking about, Luke, New Hope Luke, besides having
he
the
was
He-Man
ripped,
body,
yeah.
he was ripped, but his head was so tiny.
Like Tommy Boy.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Fat
It was
guy in
like,
a little coat.
yeah,
And the only way to stand him up, right? The only way you could get him to stand on his own was to lean him way the fuck back. And put
because they made his legs way too wide.
Yeah, and they kicked his legs way too far back. Like they slanted straight back. So like you had to like bend him almost fucking in half to get him to stand upright.
Or waste some money on those stands with the little peg.
Yeah. I didn't have the luxury of those when I was a kid.
No, neither did I.
And now I don't open anything, so I say fuck it. But yeah, no.
Hey, welcome back.
I'm back. I miss the old He-Man style figures.
Oh, so do I.
They
but
need
I mean,
to do some shit like that again.
we talk about the old He-Man style figures. I miss the old He-Man figures.
Yeah.
Like I told this story numerous times, but I used to love thunderstorms, man. Because when I was a kid, I had the Castle Grayskull set.
Mm-hmm.
So when a thunderstorm came, I would rip open my grandparents' front door, and they had a screen door. So I'd rip open the front door, and right in front of the screen door, I'd be setting up the playset just so I could have the lightning effect like you did in the TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got excited for lightning.
I gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Although, who are you bending over that can't stand upright? It was the old 95 Power of the Force He-Man style Luke Skywalker figure. Like where he's like coming out of his. Okay.
Don't lie to him. It's John Martulli.
Oh, why? He's not even here to defend himself, man. That's fucked. But no, that figure would not stand up on its own at all.
Nah, that was a bad figure.
And the 3PO's limbs were too loose. Like he just fell over.
You know what? The Power of the Force figures. The only thing I hated about those was like the capes and the robes were all that hard plastic shit. They didn't go nowhere. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah, because on the Lando figure for Empire, his cape had a peg on the back of it and a hole on the back of Lando, and you just kind of like.
Right, and Vader's just kind of clamped around the neck.
Yeah.
And then Luke's was the Jedi Luke was a little bit softer plastic, but it held on by his hood.
Yeah. And it was a pain in the ass to put the lightsaber in his hand with the cloak on, because the saber kind of like stuck out of the cloak a little bit. Like,
yep.
Yeah, no, that's when I was, dude. You're talking my shit now.
Yeah, he
I pegged Lando. Well, Lando is pansexual, so
That's not canon.
I know. I'm just actually it is. It's canon, but it's not head canon.
It's not canon because it's not real.
It doesn't matter. I don't know why they got to make stuff like that canon. Like,
because they're trying to be inclusive to everybody, but
I know
you forget that.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter?
Because some retard with blue hair wants to make it matter. When it doesn't matter. Star Wars is a fantasy. It's supposed to be away from everyday life and everyday problems and everybody's struggles. There was a reason Luke Skywalker was an everyman. It wasn't because it was supposed to be for only men. It was so that way you could find yourself in the character.
I'm waiting for Hollywood to boycott the words actor and actress because they're male and female. They're not fully inclusive of everybody. I'm waiting.
Oh, it's coming.
I know. This podcast is fucked. I've been here 45 minutes and we have had 62 topics. No, this is one like, because I called Chris earlier today when I got off work and was like, hey, are we doing Fourth Wall tonight? And he said he was kind of feeling under the weather. And then he got pissed off at somebody commenting on one of my videos. And we decided to rant about that.
Now, see, I was dropping that.
I know, but I was just... this is one of those menagerie episodes. Just like, this is usually what After Hours looks like. This is just us sitting here bullshitting, talking about whatever, we don't have show notes for this one. For the Canon podcast, we have show notes. We stick to but this, we're just like, fuck, let it fly.
Well, see, with Breaking the Fourth Wall, we usually have an itinerary too. But again, as we said, you weren't here. You missed the first part of the show. We it's a slow news week. There's nothing really going on. Hey, you're available to stand in. All right, well, send me your Skype invite or your Skype name. I'll bring you on.
Oh
We'll
boy, yeah, I'll have
we'll
to.
we'll make a little background edit
Yeah.
for you and everything else. That way you can be involved. Because we pre-edit before the goddamn shows.
Oh my God, that's gonna be the.
That is the joke. I mean, just wait till tomorrow when we're on Star Wars podcast,
Oh,
where I know he'll
Jesus
be watching.
Christ. Oh my God, Chris, you have to be nice.
I am being nice.
No, you have to be nice.
I will be nice, but I will
No.
mention the fact of how great our pre-editing looked on Breaking the Fourth Wall yesterday.
But I don't pre-edit the podcast.
I know you don't. You post-edit. Although you should pre-edit if we're going to do what you and I were talking about for the podcast, for the Patreon supporters.
That's true. Yeah, I guess. Well, we could do both because you could still record. Oh, we're gonna get some behind-the-scenes stuff going now. But you could record your audio still separately and send it to me. Yeah, we could still do that. Yeah, we'll probably end up doing that.
Yeah, we got that.
So, anyway.
So you can sit there and make a quick little background for it. Yes, I totally am. But unfortunately, after this, Brian and I will be doing
Yeah!
God, just typical thing. You're done before I am.
I get excited, dude. You start talking about Battlefront 2, I'm like, this is my favorite thing of the night.
We're going to be doing some Battlefront 2, especially because there is no Order 69 again tonight. So I have to DVR my end. So no spoilers. I will be watching that later. But I am super excited for Mayans. I'm still kind of disappointed, though. I mean, no disrespect to the Mayans. No, it's going to be on PS4 because Brian doesn't own an Xbox.
Because I'm not a plebe.
The fuck is a plebe?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. Normally this would be the week for Xbox, yes, but because it's not Cocky Cockpit and because Brian Miller doesn't own an Xbox because his ass is too damn poor from porking all them sheep all day.
Too poor. Yeah, I just bought an $180 mic. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
I'm poor.
That's why he can't afford an Xbox.
Yeah.
No, but jokes aside, yeah, he doesn't own an Xbox. I don't know if he ever wants to or not. That's up to him.
I got my OG Xbox.
So it'll be on PS4 tonight. We'll run another one like we did last week. Everybody's welcome to join who wants to join. PS4, Wild High, or Doc in a Blue Box. Send us a friend request and an invite on PS4 Network, and jump in. We'll play.
You know what? From now on, when I broadcast or whenever I make the stuff for Breaking the Fourth Wall, since it's going to be on Tuesday nights and we do Battlefront anyway afterwards, I'm just going to start making a thing that says our gamer tags on it.
Yes, Order 68, and we owe you one. Well, technically now it would be Order 67, and we owe you two. Because it's 2 weeks without the cocky cockpit.
God, that's a long period.
That is a long period. But,
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not gender inclusive? My bad.
Okay, now you're just acting like a front
I know.
hole,
Now,
okay?
dude, you know what? Like, you know what happens, right? The later we go on this, the more slap happy I get, the more tired I get, and the more I don't give a fuck. I have a bigger mouth on me when I'm tired than when I'm drunk.
Which is why it's entertaining when we start doing the Battlefront stuff.
Yeah,
because that's when he's tired.
Because at that point, I'm past giving a fuck.
We could see that because he camps.
Not for long. I get 2 more levels, I'm done.
I thought you finished that last week.
No, I still got 2 more levels to go.
Slacker.
You can't give me shit about camping, and you're like, oh, this really works. Let's just take the end of this hallway. Oh.
I only do it on that one map with you, though. But with you, I don't do it by myself.
I know. Stick with me, kid. You'll learn some stuff.
Nah.
Yeah,
thanks,
hey, yeah, here we
Tobias.
go. Agradet says, so can I just start throwing out really random topics just to see what will set you off? Yeah, go for it.
Feel free.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. I'm game.
That's the whole reason we started doing this live
This will be
thing.
completely unscripted. Yeah, fuck. Shit.
That's the exact reason why we started doing this live thing on Twitch. So Fire away. Let's see how we handle it.
Oh God, here we go. Oh, this ought to be good. I'm
Yeah, we're
excited.
waiting for it.
I'm excited.
I am. I kind of am too. So, but the only thing we will be doing here soon, like I mentioned before on Canon Podcast last week, is breaking the fourth wall. In a couple months, we'll be taking a change back to being more censored because of RadioCast FM, because of upcoming events which are not officially announced yet. So I don't want to shoot it out, but we have to follow some guidelines, and it's a really good thing for not only RadioCast but for all involved with Realm of the Mist. So
the reason behind it's really good.
Yeah, so that's the reason why we're going to be doing Breaking the Fourth Wall here live on Twitch TV. And probably directly afterwards, we will do Breaking the Fourth Wall After Hours, which will be exclusive for Patreon supporters and stuff of that nature, to be able to have us doing like we're doing now and be the way we normally are.
Yeah.
Without the censorship model, because that won't be on RadioCast. That will be for you guys. So, Breaking the Fourth Wall brought to you by Breaking the First Amendment. That's right. We support our First Amendment rights, except for when it's a possible chance that it could, make us semi-stars.
I don't care what people say. Like, there was a time when I used to get quote unquote triggered, and I finally came to the realization that, some people on the opposite side of the political spectrum of me are just trying to get an emotional response out of me, and I don't want to give it to them anymore because it pisses them off more than it does me. So I stopped caring. Like, I still care, but I don't care where you can see it now. You know what I mean? Like, so now I have this, like, the biggest thing I do to people that pisses them off, where I'll put my opinion online, and then they'll put theirs trying to piss me off, and I just go, opinions vary. Like, that's all I put, Like, I'm acknowledging you have an opinion, but I don't give a shit.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Like, and it pisses people off. They're like, well, you're not going to fight me? I'm like, well, why would I? Like, it does. I'm not going to give you what you want.
Well, see, I kind of went through it today because of the whole Colin Kaepernick thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a slap in the face that Nike is doing that. Not going to get into political aspect of it, but here's the thing, like, and I've been like this for a while. I'm 41 years old, man. So,
God.
Shut up. You're only 11 years younger than me.
So you're not old enough to be my dad.
Well, I mean, the bullets were in the gun at 11, so I could be.
Knowing my mother, you still could be.
Yeah, Nike did what Nike does. Exactly. That's why I'm not going to bother going into detail about it, because it's just it's pointless. But when it comes to things like Agrodad Gaming, like you, like everybody in Realm of the Mist Entertainment, I value your guys' opinions, and it's not because of like echo chamber or anything like that. It's because I value you as people. Mm-hmm. Okay, but when you try to break me down, or disrespect me or my family or something like that, you lower yourself on the food chain to the point like, why am I going to lower myself to your standards? Yeah. Why you are not a part of where I am in my life or where I want to be, and you're not going to help me get to where I am or where I want to be, then I've got no time for you. So it's like, those are the type of people, like, I still have a hard time with it because I got a German temper. But, and I'll be the first one to admit I got a German temper. Sometimes my mouth will run before my head does. But then I think about it, it's like, why am I arguing with people that are, and it's going to sound so Nazi, and I'm sorry.
Here we go.
Why am I wasting my time with people that are inferior to me? And it's not because I'm so much. It's not an ego thing. I know it comes off that way, but it's not an ego thing. I don't mean inferior to me in the sense of like I'm smarter than them or more talented than them or whatever the case may be, or whatever the case may be. What I mean is that why am I wasting my time with somebody whose opinion is beneath me because of the fact that I don't care what you think? In the end of the day, I really don't care what you think. You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe.
Yeah,
I don't have a disrespect towards you, but you have a disrespect towards me, which makes your opinion now invalid to me. So why am I arguing it?
See, here's the thing. It's one of those things where you're not going to change each other's minds. You know, people believe what they're going to believe. And like, you could I mean, because look, I said we were going to get political this episode. Here we go. Look, when you look at the left, right?
Well, I was speaking personal, but yeah, go ahead.
I know. Okay, so when you look at the left, you can show them fact. Like, you can talk to them until you're blue in the face. Tell them the fucking sky is blue. Trump comes out and says the sky is blue. No, it's not. It's fucking purple. Like, just like that. Like, Trump could come out and outlaw all guns, like what the left wants, and the left would be like, screw that, everybody buy a gun. like they just anything against him, right? Like, but the thing is, it's not their opinions that they have. They're jumping on a bandwagon. Most of the left, when you argue with them, they got their opinion from a meme somewhere that they saw on Occupy Democrats Facebook page, and then you try to ask them about it, and they're like, well, I don't know. I just saw it on a meme. Yeah, exactly. You just saw it on a fucking meme. Like, are you serious?
Well, with the Colin Kaepernick thing, again, it brought back the whole entire, the oppression of African Americans or people of color,
There's no such thing.
Versus the police department. Yeah, and you bring up that fact to them, and of course they want to bring out shit like the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post.
Liberal, next. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then they want to call you the racist when it's like, well, statistically, the cops shoot more white people than black people. Yeah. Statistically, blacks kill more blacks than cops do, or white people in general do.
Yep.
And statistically, majority of the ones that you were talking about were the proof of oppression were proven to be false, like the Trayvon Martin acting like a thug and beating on Zimmerman until Zimmerman shot him, or as an example. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, that there isn't police brutality, and I'm not saying there aren't racist cops out there, but there's just to say that there's not racist cops is like saying there's no racist white people, there's no racist black people. Of course it exists. But the fact of the matter is it's not as blown out of proportion as people are trying to make it to be. And then you choose for your spokesperson. This is what always gets me.
Oh, Agradaz's got to go watch Mayans.
Go enjoy it, brother. I'll be joining you soon on that. But what bothers me the most about it is you pick for your poster child the epitome of somebody who is completely privileged and has no idea what the hell oppression is. Yep. You have a black man who his mother and father dumped his ass to the curb.
Yep.
Okay,
probably regretting that now.
Yeah, abandoned him, right? A nice white family adopted him, brought him into their family, raised him like their own son, sent him to college. A good college where he got a sports scholarship and got picked up by the NFL, had a career in the NFL, is making millions of dollars until he screwed it up because he's not that good of a player. And while he was bench warming, that's when he decides to piss on the American flag and the national anthem, piss everybody off, and now he's making buco bank from Nike for being the rebellious oppressor, defender of oppression.
Do you think
this man has no idea what oppression is?
Do you think because he wasn't that good of a player and he thought he was better and then he got benched, do you think he was like, well, fuck, the spotlight's not on me anymore. What can I do to get everybody talking about me again? I know. And that's his version of oppression. Nobody thinks I'm a good player anymore.
I personally think that's exactly what it was.
It's all for attention.
And then the NFL used it just as much because, again, last year the NFL had a bunch of teams locking arms, pumping fists, or kneeling during the national anthem. Then when the season was over, when our Philadelphia Eagles became Super Bowl champions, when the season was over, you didn't hear shit from nobody about nothing.
Yep.
Until the NFL came back.
Yep.
When the cameras aren't on them, they ain't doing shit. Yep. It's a publicity stunt, and you're buying into it.
Yep. They don't do it on their time.
No, they don't do it on their time. They don't go do their demonstration and their protest where it matters.
Well, it's because
City
they realize
halls, police precincts, whatever the case may be. No, you don't do it there.
Well, it's because they know they don't matter outside of a football stadium. It's because they know nobody gives a shit about them outside of a football stadium.
They know it doesn't bring ratings that way. It's about
that's
money.
What it's all about. My buddy, I was talking to him on the phone a minute before we started recording, and he's the one I was talking about last week. He's like really hardcore Democrat.
Right.
But we still get along just fine. We were kind of talking about that a little bit. We were talking about the mainstream media and how that's all it's for is ratings. And I was like, exactly. They tell people what they want to hear to get them to tune in. And he's like, yeah, that's exactly it. You know, like, even though he and I are on different ends of the spectrum, we still find common ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's no problem because he's not willing to jump down my throat and I'm not going to jump down his. You know, I'll hear him out and he'll hear me out. You know, but and that's the way it should be across the fucking board. You know, I mean, look what they did with John McCain's fucking funeral. They politicized the shit out of it.
Well, you knew that was going to happen.
I know.
I think the funny thing. I think the funny thing about John McCain's funeral is everybody having that meme up right now. Occupy Democrats. It's funny you were mentioning that. Occupy Democrats having that meme out where the funeral of John McCain, and then right next to it they show a picture of Trump golfing. It's like, oh, God, how could this be? Trump is not at the funeral he was not invited to.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
That's it, yeah.
Because if he was there, they'd be like, oh, we don't want him here. Why is he there? Fuck that guy.
Yeah, you know?
Like, it's that right there sums up the left. It just does.
The same people that have, let's put it this way, the same people who applaud Colin Kaepernick for kneeling to the flag and the national anthem are the same ones that gave Trump shit about not being fast enough about half-masting the flag for John McCain.
Yeah.
Do we see the hypocrisy? Does that make any sense to people out there? I mean, seriously, does anybody get that?
No, I don't think so, to be
honest. Do you
honest.
see the hypocrisy?
My favorite meme going around right now, though, it's a picture of Bill Murray from Groundhog Day. And he's standing there with the microphone, and it says, here we are reporting live from day 12 of the John McCain funeral. I saw it really is going on a little too long. Yeah, I lost it. I laughed my ass off. But yeah. And then, and then not to get, I mean, we probably need to get away from politics here pretty quick.
Yeah.
Thanks, Agrodad, for setting us off and then just leaving, asshole. But,
he wanted to see if he could set us off. Well, he did.
But, the hearing today for Trump's Supreme Court justice choice, his nominee. Did you see that? With people were protesting it and starting to scream during it and shit?
No, what happened?
They were trying to do the hearing to make sure he's fit, and everything. And which, by the way, the Democrats, is like the day after they found out who it was, they're like, well, we're not going to vote for him. Like, so why even have the fucking hearing, right? So, but anyway, they're having this hearing, and in the background, you had these women that were all for the what was it? Roe versus Wade. Yeah, they had everybody for that and like protesting this guy, and they were trying to interrupt the hearing by saying we want to adjourn, just trying to push it off until after the midterms, and it's not gonna fucking happen. It's not going to fucking. And then they all got arrested. Like 30 of them got arrested right there. They all of them.
Let me drop some truth on the Roe v. Wade thing here. And I know I'm a white male, so what do I know about it? Well, I'll tell you what I know about it. Roe v. Wade is a joke.
Yeah.
I'm not saying abortion is a joke. I'm not gonna have a horse in this race on that. I'm not gonna play that game. I have my personal points of view on pro-choice versus pro-life. I'm speaking of the federal act of Roe v. Wade. It's a joke. And if this Supreme Justice or any Supreme Justice ever overturned Roe v. Wade, guess what? That doesn't mean abortion is illegal. It's just no longer difference. It's no longer a federal demand. It is now in the hands of the states and the municipalities.
Yep. If you don't
they
like
could
it,
choose
yeah,
to
if you don't like what your state's deciding, move to a state where they will.
You don't even have to move.
No.
Okay, Ohio has outlawed abortions. Pennsylvania is okay with it.
Yeah.
Take a day trip.
Come across the border. Yeah. Exactly.
Take a day trip.
That's what our grandparents did when they wanted to get married. If they were too young, they went to a state where they could get fucking married.
If Roe v. Wade, if Roe v. Wade got overturned, it does not mean that abortions are now illegal within the United States and you have to jump to Mexico and get a dirty coat hanger or something like that.
Or just do it in your living room, yeah.
Or do it in your living room or anything like that. No, it just simply means that it is no longer mandated by the federal government.
Yep.
Instead, it is down to the municipalities and the state representatives.
Yep. Well, it's kind of like to kind of switch gears, but it's the same thing, right? They're freaking out about this. The same way I saw everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody, freaking out about the net neutrality thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember back when the net neutrality thing was going on, right, like a year ago,
Right.
there were YouTube videos. Like Angry Joe put out a YouTube video talking about, if this happens, then you're gonna have to pay for this and this and this and this, and it's gonna stifle our First Amendment speeches and all that. It didn't do fucking any of it. It didn't have anything to do with any of that.
Mm-hmm.
None of it. What it had to do was freeing up bandwidth for people who weren't using it and giving it to people who were. That's all it was. Which really, if you think about it, it's kind of a socialist thing. But anyway, it's still like if I'm not using my bandwidth, right? Take some of mine away to where, on average, take it away and give it to somebody who is. If somebody streams a lot, or vice versa. I stream a lot, right?
Right.
Old lady down the street might have 32 megs a second, right? But all she ever does is looks at an HTML newspaper on Facebook every day, right? Free up her bandwidth and give it to people who use it. That's all that was. And ever since that actually happened, not one person has bitched about it. I put out a post talking about it like a year ago, and my friends were commenting on it saying, "This is the end of the world. You don't know what you're talking about. Fuck you." And people were unfriending me over my opinion for it. And now that it's happened, nobody says a fucking word about it. Nobody even notices a fucking difference. Nobody. I don't notice a difference. It doesn't fucking matter to me. My First Amendment right hasn't been taken away. It has nothing to do with having to buy certain stations, you know what I mean? Like certain websites. It has nothing to do with that. Because they were talking about you were going to spend like $1 a month on Facebook to be able to use it. Or subscribe to this site, or subscribe to YouTube and stuff like that. Like, no, that's not what it fucking
they've been talking
was.
about that. Dude, every other day on Facebook, you see that on Facebook. Oh, come February 1st, they're going to be charging for Facebook. Share this post to tell them that you will not be... Look, if Facebook starts charging, I stop using. It's that simple.
Same. Yeah.
It's that simple.
I'm done with it.
I'll go back to MySpace. It was a better format anyway.
You know what? I'm curious. I wonder if my MySpace is still there.
It's still there.
Is it?
Mine's still there.
I'm gonna find out.
Disillusion Purity is still there. Yeah. Fucking. No, I'll go back.
Disillusion Purity. Whoa.
That was my band.
Different.
That was my band.
I thought you meant just in general.
No, that was my band, and that's how we promoted our demo. Is I put the music up on YouTube.
Username or email?
Or not YouTube. Fucking MySpace.
What was my username and email?
I don't know.
Fuck.
But let's be fair, man. MySpace was a better format anyway.
Yeah.
But
I still had an AOL email back then.
Oh my God. You got mail.
I know, right? I forgot. I was going to click forgot password. Let's see what happens. Your email. Well, I don't know the password to my AOL email either anymore. I might have lost my Facebook or my MySpace.
Oh, God forbid. You didn't think about it until I mentioned it now, so don't even act like you're upset about it.
I know, right? No, I don't give two shits, but username, I'm not a robot.
Was that your username?
Roger. This username you entered cannot be found. Okay, it was AOL.com. I'm really interested now. I want to see if I can find it. Capture. I didn't click the fucking box. All right, here we go. Username you entered cannot be found.
Maybe it's not.
Go ahead. Sorry. Keep talking.
You have all of us captivated now. We're all waiting to see.
It was I called myself the storyteller back then because I had a bunch of short stories published online.
Of course, now that you mentioned that now on a podcast, you would get hit by Smodcast or whatever it is that does the Fallout storyteller episodes on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which are, by the way, great episodes, by the way.
Password request sent. We've emailed you instructions. I don't know what my... Okay. AOL.com. That's a site I haven't been on in a while. Log in.
Does that still exist?
Okay, so username or email. Oh my God, this is going to be a fucking goose chase. You guys are seriously all like really captivated. Like,
we're all waiting, yeah. We want to see. We are waiting to see. We are literally waiting to see not only how many emails he's got in his AOL account.
I forgot my password. Oh my God, do you have access to this email? 4, 5, Oh, yeah. Yes, send verification code. Okay. So now I got to go to my Yahoo account. No, I'm going to find this. I'm going to get in this motherfucker. Okay, so it was sloth45891 at yahoo.com. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, we don't recognize. Oh, it was Sloth Man, I think.
Sloth, man? What are you, fucking John Leguizamo in Ice Age?
Uh-oh, we can't sign you in right now. Start over.
Hey, what happened to the show?
What do you mean what happened to the show?
It just went back to the broadcast.
Here, I got you. It's because I'm hitting a bunch of buttons. It's because I'm typing stuff, and I probably hit a 1 somewhere, and it took me back to the...
okay.
Yeah, it's my fault.
We apologize for the technical difficulty, but see, that's what happens when you pre-edit.
Yeah. Yeah. God.
Or live edit, as this would be.
12LOTH458. Yeah, that's it. Okay, at yahoo.com. So that's definitely it. I'm gonna get this son of a bitch. At yahoo.com. Next. We didn't recognize this email.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and let him figure that out. While we're at it, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Well, yeah, it's we're 1 hour and 47 minutes in.
Oh wow, are we already?
Got to remember, there's commercials and station identifications on radiocasts that have to go on this video or this audio. So,
fair enough.
For the edited purposes, Brian, why don't you tell them where they can find you and leave nice little comments on videos?
Well, if I can get it to work, you guys can find me at Myspace at The Storyteller. You guys can find me on YouTube at the Star Wars Canon Library. All we do is keep the canon material in chronological order for you guys. Make sure to check out the website also. It's updated, StarWarsCanonLibrary.com. Make sure to visit the Facebook page. Give us a like there so you'll know when we're doing the live Q&As. You can find me right here on Breaking the Fourth Wall. Press A Gaming, doing Battlefront videos. What else am I on, man? Oh, make sure to check out the Stars. War of the Stars. Make sure to check out the Patreon page. Also, I've got after shows for Rebels and Clone Wars going right now, and we're going to be putting the video versions of the Star Wars Canon podcast up also. So make sure to check that out also. Just go to Patreon, check out Star Wars Canon Library.
Well, guys, you can find me right here on Twitch.tv, which, by the way, be here tomorrow night for the first live video of Star Wars Canon podcast, which will be winding up on that Patreon page for those that miss it from the live broadcast on Twitch TV. Of course, you can find us on Realm of the Mist Patreon page. You can also find us on the Realm of the Mist YouTube channel, as well as realmofthemist.com. So, and of course, you'll find me here on Breaking the Fourth Wall, War of the Stars, Star Wars Canon podcast, Press A Gaming, as well as Journal of the Jedi, which is now a collaboration with the Cocky Cockpit. So, guys, until then, thank you very much for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed this mix match video. And if you did, hit that thumbs up button, share, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And, of course, check out all the other great video game Let's Plays from Press A Gaming, as well as all the great podcasts of Realm of the Mist Entertainment. And while you're at it, jump over to the Star Wars Canon Library YouTube channel. Give them some love as well, because we are one big family here. And we all succeed together. Have a good one, guys.
Take it easy, everybody.